What's going on is the Wolf, and I'm joined by my guy Q.
Yes, sir.
And we back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. I feel like we ain't been here in a minute because for us, we haven't been here in a minute.
Yes, sir.
But luckily, we were smart and strategic in our approach, so you guys didn't miss a week.
I was.
Okay, he was. Whatever. But, however, efficiently and effectively, we were able to stay consistent even though we weren't on set. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, shit, like, let's unpack. What's new? Last time we was here, I wanted to unpack, and Q went right into the conversation. So, what's new? Let's unpack.
Well, first and foremost, I think we should get into our sponsors.
Let's do it.
For sure.
So, who do we have? Who is this brought to us by today? Let's talk.
All right. Our great sponsor for today's episodes is Synergy Towing, one of the best places in the city where you can go to get to handle accidents and collision repair, and you can hit them directly at 215-479-6887. Again, that's 215-479-6887.
Big shout out to Synergy Towing, man. My guy Tone actually owns the company, and they've actually personally serviced me and people I've referenced to them. You know what I mean? So it's more than just a sponsor. This is actually a full blown, referral in a sense, because I've personally used them, as well as in other companies, but every experience I've ever had with Synergy Towing has been good. So make sure I tap in with them. Q just gave y'all the number. And for the record, we're going to give y'all the number one more time. So accidents and collision repair, these are the go-to guys. What is it?
Yes, sir. 215-479-6887.
Let's get it, man. Shout out Synergy. Now, let's unpack.
Right. And I want to get back to Synergy quick. And you remember a few episodes ago when you was talking about, this, even if it's the first date, it determines how much you like a girl. If she stranded in the middle of the night. So he would call Synergy Tone to help her middle of the night. Like, I like you that much to come get you, but yeah, I'm calling my man Tone.
150%. Like, I might not get out my bed, at 3 a.m, right. You know what I mean? But Tone will.
Yeah.
Shout out to Synergy.
He's gonna facilitate that.
He'll dispatch at least. You know what I mean?
But yeah, back to the unpacking and these OVO hoes and freaky ass niggas. And
you don't think your man was weird for calling him a 6'9" guy? Like, that's freaky to me. That's a little weird. Like, I would never refer to you as a 69 guy.
I see you trying to deflect.
I'm just no deflection. That's a direct correlation to being freaky. To call another man a 69 guy. What do you mean by that? Like, the Drewski mean?
That's what y'all get into.
What exactly do you mean? But a 69 guy, like, it's like, to my understanding with a 69, it includes a man and a woman performing oral. So you calling him a 69 guy? Are you saying he the greatest at that? Like, what are you saying?
Fair. I have no rebuttal to that.
Okay, then.
Because I'm not Kendrick.
I'll rest my case.
Kendrick did all the greatest rebuttals of all time, and he fucking killed your man, who you told me to my face.
I'm praying over my food while you talk.
You don't know what's about to happen with my man. He about to come. He about to do this and da-da-da-da. He about to da-da-da. And Q, the Heart Part 6, this ain't the last song. I'm telling you. He about to drop a bomb. He about to do this. And I was like, I don't know. Well, he kind of seemed done. He kind of seemed defeated. I think it's over for real. Like, no, Q, I'm telling you, he about to do this and that. Freaky ass.
I think it get tiring.
Nah, he tired.
No, I'm just saying.
Niggas get tired of getting punched on for sure.
No,
I'd be tired.
I don't think a person done. I just think, like, when somebody just coming with nothing but lies.
Shout out to this pizza.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't sponsor us.
Yeah, that's why I said pizza.
Shout out to the pizza. Mm-hmm. Nah, but for the sake of this, there's some really good pizza. But back to what I was saying. No, I think that I don't think he sounded defeated at all. I think that for y'all to feel like Kendrick is winning, not that I have anything against Kendrick, right?
Was he defeated?
Let me just say this. For y'all to feel like he winning, why are y'all trying to call a game so fast?
It's not winning. He won. It's over.
But again, it's like, why? Why are y'all trying to, if you feel like he can take on this person, why are you trying to call game? Like, let the ass whooping happen. If it's the ass whooping that you claiming it to be, why? Like, if the opponent is not throwing in a towel and waving a white flag, why is y'all, who are supposed to be on the offense side of things, trying to make a shot and be like, no, you don't get a chance to shoot, game over, we win? No, nigga, you got to win by 2, and y'all not up 2.
We call that a deflection. Now, I told you, when Hard Part 6 first came out, the next day, you said, Wolf, I think he done. You was like, no, I think I'm telling you, because you ain't a Drake fan, like, he gonna come back. I'm like, okay, we'll see.
You called it a deflection, right? But to deflect,
now there's been a week later, I'm saying I think it's over. It's not me trying to call a game, hurry up. I think it's just over.
To deflect from something would mean that I didn't address what was said and I moved the goalpost. I addressed directly what you said. So where did I deflect?
Trying to call game like,
and I'm saying, why are you saying it's over? The guy who's on, let's say, on the fence right now, didn't call game. He didn't say I'm done. You say he sound defeated, so we making assumptions now?
This whole that's another disconnect. Right?
It sounded like what it sounded like was I'm going to address every allegation y'all put out there, allow for the world to fact check what I'm saying, and then we're going to put you on the stand. And now it's time for you to address. Now you got to testify again for yourself and speak for yourself.
If this happens, I will say Wolf is absolutely right. How I assess rap beefs in history, there's never a time where niggas say, for the most part, I'm done. I'm not usually niggas just stop.
I agree.
So how he sounded on that song, and now it's been a few days past, I think they're both done.
I mean,
he's really.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. I think we just ended the first quarter. I don't think
first quarter.
I don't think the rapidness of the releases is going to continue. So the whole hell week that was just like drop,
iconic.
That was different. That ain't gonna happen. But do I think that they're done addressing each other? Never.
Like
I think
I
think this shit will never end. I think it will be dedicated. This is moving forward. I think more things have to surface and new material has to happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
If that happens, I'll definitely say you're right. How I see it, I agree with you. They're going to, not fuck with each other for a while after this, of course. But I don't see another diss song happen. They might, offense, when Drake was beefing with Meek, he still dissed Meek on More Life after that, but he didn't drop another back-to-back song. So I see it being like that, whatever. Drake will say something on his next project, but a diss song, I don't see that happening.
I mean, I feel like at this point, they're in a war. I think when I say a war, I'm not talking about...
Still happening.
Yeah, the war is happening. Okay. I think we're in the beginning of the war.
Okay.
Because... it's deeper than just the songs. It's not. When I say deeper, I'm not talking about in a violent way. I'm talking about they actually coming for each other's reputation and legacy.
Of course.
So it's like hip hop will remember this as a rap beef, but a lot of what's taking place is not even rap. Like these allegations is not rap. You're getting called a woman beater
and a freaky ass nigga pedophile.
No, because your man called him a 6'9" guy. I'm never letting that live.
Certified pedophile.
You know what I'm saying? Again, these allegations are beyond rap music. So it's like people are dissecting these things in depth. You know what I mean? Like literally investing in putting all of their time into trying to get to the root of these allegations. What?
I like that record. I'm just saying.
I mean, but all I'm saying to you is, in terms of, yeah, ma'am.
So it's not over still? Right now, Kendrick didn't win?
No. So what I will say is, because I came on here prepared for you to say that. And I came on here prepared to stand on 10 toes, just saying that strategically, he took a well approach. I'm going to tell you where my personal opinion as to where I think his approach worked for him and an approach that alternative approach Drake could have took. Drake came into it, treat himself like the big dog MC, but that's not Drake brand. I look at Drake like a big dog MC personally, whatever the case may be, because I like the timestamp records and every time he getting his scary hours back and he actually rapping. But the world don't. And I'm not saying everybody in the world. When I say the world, yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. When I say the world, I'm saying like the world of hip hop. A lot of people look at Kendrick as that. So he could have took the underdog approach as an MC because we know you're the best hit maker. And I feel like the artist, one of the greatest artists of all time, like hands down, right? But it's like when it comes to like the pure rap, he had the leniency to take the underdog approach because he came into it at a deficit lyrically in the eyes of Kendrick fans and people that felt like his pen is in question. He came in at a deficit. He could have used that to his advantage as opposed to coming in like I'm the big homie because of my numbers. I'm going to come in like, y'all already think I can't out-rap this nigga. So since y'all think I can't out-rap this nigga, all I got to do is prove to y'all that I can. And I feel like on a lot of scales, that's what he did. Like, even if he didn't out-rap him to everybody, he'd at least prove that he can rap. And that is something that will go entirely as a win. As far as the songs themselves, I like his songs better. I'm not changing that.
Got it. So how I look at it is, so I like how you said it's something he could might possibly do differently. One thing I think Drake could have done, I'm going to speak on both of them. I think Drake, one angle he never took, which I thought was interesting, to your point saying he could have the underdog, I think he could have still did the big homie thing, big dog, but just in a different way or different focus. Whereas like end of the day, not that Drake made Kendrick, but he did play a key piece in Kendrick's ascension, whatever, with the tour and the Take Care interlude and Poetic Justice feature, whatever, and Fucking Proud. That's not his song, but they both were on that song. So those moments, the fact he never touched on, like, nigga, it's a clip of you saying this Club Paradise tour was a big ass deal for you. So the fact that he never even mentioned that was a mistake.
He did mention it though. You're just not a Drake fan. He mentioned it. He said it. He told him in the when he did the interlude like parody. He mentioned it, and then he also mentioned it when he said you went #1. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing would be to give me the loot. He's saying like nigga, I'm the reason.
To me, that's talking about now though.
But it's both because he addressed the prior saying like you've been hating.
He wasn't #1 before though.
No. So all right, I'm sorry. Let me clarify. he on a Burned Up Buried Alive parody.
Right.
He addressed him just being a hater. Like, I tried to put you on, you were just a fucking hater. That's just what it is. And then on another record, he's saying, today you're going #1 because of me. The honorable thing is to give me the money.
Yeah. So again,
like, that's funny as shit to me. You don't think that was witty? Like, the honorable thing is to give me the loot? It don't gotta be, everything don't gotta be
for sure, yeah.
Philosophically dissectable for it to be.
And y'all try to say everything don't gotta be, you know, Edgar Allan Poe for Kendrick. I see what you're trying to do. But so I think he could have just went harder on that angle. Kendrick, though, I feel like one thing he did, one stone he didn't leave unturned, a day he did leave unturned, is the full Jew angle. He definitely could have did that. He touched on with the colonizer part, well, Not Like Us. But I thought he could have went full-fledged there. The whole narrative that Drake supposedly had these back-end deals of other niggas' contracts and Sexy Red and Future and shit like that, saying like, nigga, you a fucking manipulating, masterminding Jew and trying to be friends with everybody, but really got your hand in niggas' pocket without them knowing. Again, if like we got a person saying, yo, yeah, I'm gonna be on this song. Like
when we first got made this, we talked
I'm gonna
about
do this
business
with you, but I'm getting this back in. If you cool with that, let's ball. Yeah. But if it's like, no, that's just my man. But then behind your back, I'm cool with your boss. It's like, that's grimy. If that's really true. But either way, Kendrick didn't touch on those angles at all. I thought that was possibly like another nuke he could have took off, whatever. But overall, though, you know, again, I was definitely team Kendrick. You was team over your hoe Drake, and I'm definitely happy we took the victory. And yeah, that's how I looked at it, you know. And again, but I will say, I feel the Kendrick side, how I assess the field, the Kendrick side was a little more objective. Both sides had stands. Both sides had niggas saying anything. I feel the Kendrick side was like, no, like Family Matters is hot. I said Push Up was hot from the beginning. Heart Part 6 wasn't really it. Like, it was kind of light. The parody was funny, and I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like I'm missing a song. Whatever, but those songs was hot. It just wasn't enough, and that's how I looked at it, whatever.
No, so I think y'all all gauging this shit based on the timing of the releases and the amount of releases. In the strategy, we can't say that wasn't a well-executed strategy. Even when it comes to redirecting the attention, that was smart. But y'all not talking about the facts of the matter of presenting new information. You know, things that haven't already been questioned and said. It was just like, I'm going to reiterate everything everybody else said on a beat in my own way, you know what I'm saying? And where we come from in the writing community, that's plagiarism. So you literally got to cite your sources, which they also put him on trial for doing that, for taking the tweets and using that.
Oh my God. Drake is literally the nigga that takes shit. Y'all talking about Kendrick?
No, we're not talking about a motherfucker getting assisted, because of course it came out he getting writer's assistant with these type of songs and all of that.
I really think Kendrick took tweets. I really think that.
I'm just going off. We speaking to the eye of the public. It's not about what I really think in this moment. I'm going off what I see.
Right.
I can't factualize it because I didn't tweet the shit. He didn't take it from me. Okay. So it's not like I stand 10 toes and be like, yeah, that nigga taking shit. No, you're not going to corner me to doing that. But what I will say is, based on allegations, it's alleged that he did that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, you know what I mean?
Nasty business.
You said what?
Nasty business. How y'all?
Yeah. Outside of that, though, you know what I mean? Getting all the way back to the actual concept. I lost my train. My phone keep going off. Where I leave off at?
Copping a plea. But
no, never. No, we're not moving on. We're not moving on. That's not what's happening in this part of the episode. Basically, what I was saying was, he wasn't presenting new information. He said everything that was said. So I never knew that Kendrick allegedly beat his woman. Allegedly. I never knew that Kendrick ever cheated. So now granted, they say Mr. Morale, he addressed a lot of this stuff. I'm not taking it off the table. I'm just saying, for me,
you didn't know.
I had no clue. So that's like, everybody's ingesting this beef differently between the two, because at the end of the day, we don't know. Certain things that was revealed was things that we didn't know. Like, even when it fucked me up when I thought the nigga had another daughter, I'm like, oh shit, like that was new information. It was like, damn, this some different shit. You see what I'm saying? But you know, to kind of land the plane on it is like, I feel like as it goes forward, we just need to see how they strategically play this shit out. I don't think it's done. I think we're in the first round of something that's going to last forever. I think it was iconic for hip hop.
For sure.
And I still think they brought out a great side of each other. Like,
absolutely.
Like, because I never said that Kendrick Records wasn't flames. Like, I told you, even on the phone, every time he dropped something, I gave him his just due. And you try to put us on defense because, you know, I'm saying like, oh, Drake dropping this shit hot. You wanted to make it oh no, yeah, this is better. No, it's like, no, I think that he's not winning a war. If you asking me, I think that he's won a couple battles for sure. He definitely, because his strategy was well executed. But in this war, I just think we way far from over.
One thing I will say too, you probably gonna respond to, but I think I'll, be accurate with the depiction of this. Meet the Grams to me was a great song, and I feel like whether the daughter part is a lie or reach or whatever it is, that's a whole other topic. I think if you take the verse away, the song still counts as a good song. People like Wolf feel that verse discounts the entire song, which I don't understand or agree with.
I just feel like if you, whether you get misled, misfed, or just put something out that's completely false, it discredits your credibility. It discounts your credibility in total. Like I told you, like it's not like, oh, this part of something is fake and the rest of it is real. No, it's either that or it's not. Now, granted, to the public spectrum, it still got the reaction. So it's like that could never be erased. But the fact of the matter is the credibility. The song is not even hot to me beyond, like once that is removed, I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like we're not talking about his lyrical ability. None of the shit. It's not like he did anything different creatively that made him better. And that, like the fucking last joint, that shit was different. And it's not that it was his most lyrical song. It just was different for him. The Euphoria shit, the shit he was presenting, the way he went about it, the strategy. But those two in the middle, they just was like, you made a song leading up to false information, and we just gonna give you credit. We're not giving you credit for that. That shit is white from the board. Same way in football. If you have a illegal formation, or offside, a false start, you get penalized. The play don't count. If you have a false start, the play don't count. You have an illegal formation, the play don't count. If you hold on the play, you can throw a touchdown, it don't count. He did something that was illegal, well, I mean, none of this shit is really.
I think if I take a 4-question test and fail one part of one question,
it don't work like that though.
I still get
that's not how it works.
75%.
No, we have to use sports in this particular matter because again, if you do something that's inadmissible
also that's because y'all also believe Drake that it's a lie too though. Still,
I believe what?
If y'all still think it's a lie?
No, we reserved opportunity for him to defend it. I mean, to present the facts, and it's just that. Like I never once said it was a lie. I said that he said he was misfed, and he have to. It's like they both saying you lying, you lying. Shit. So we have to see what happens. But I'm not. If it as of now it was said as a lie, he hasn't presented that as not. He didn't present a child.
So it's white from the board because he hasn't defended it.
Because again, y'all put Drake on trial for not defending himself, and then he defended himself. Then y'all said, "Hey, look at him being defensive." It was like, well,
not me though. Okay. I'm consistent with the rabbit. I feel like niggas just say shit.
Okay,
that was my thing. But
let me get this off the John.
Yeah, cause you a hungry ass nigga, freaky ass nigga. You're 69, God. But moving on though to talk about depression. Cause I know Drake depressed right now. He going through it. You know, his whole perspective is warped for like a few.
I'm gonna let him have the last word.
Yeah. But. So
that's what he think wins. He think last word wins. Kendrick had the last word in his eyes, so he think he won for that reason with no logic.
But I know in the past, if you've discussed like times you went through like down periods, depression, whatever. I know everybody goes to that in certain regards. I want to know if you want to speak on that because I actually have a friend that's going through a similar situation. We had a discussion about that, so I'll let you know. You can speak on that. I feel like everybody can relate in some regards.
So what's the
times
question?
When you went through what you would deem depression, how you got out of it, and what maybe brought that on specifically or whatever.
I think like you said, everybody experiences it, especially mildly. I feel like we go through mild depressions on a weekly basis. Like you just literally might think of some stuff that might just bring you down. You're like, damn, like, you know what I mean? And then you kind of got to have like remedies to lean on to take you out of mild depressions because I've never been clinically diagnosed with it, right? So we all just self-diagnosed. Sure. So I know we have those mild, and you don't have to be clinically diagnosed to be depressed. Like, you know, sometimes people could be functionally depressed. It's like you doing things so you feel like you're normal, but in reality, you're not. You know what I mean? So for me, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I feel like it's so common. But for me, it's more mildly because I'm able to let it be a moment and not be an entire spectacle or an entire phase or time frame. Like, I don't really find myself at this particular age sitting in it. But it was times where it was like, I remember just like not being myself. Like, I had shit like in different seasons. Like, when I was like still living, you know, out Atlanta, you know what I mean? I felt like I found myself in a deep depression because I had lost so many people in like a 2-week time frame, like, you know, grandpa, nephew, cousin, you know what I mean? It was just happening back to back to back. And it was like, for me, it was like being in an unfamiliar place, not around loved ones, not around people that's like, you know, close to me to even be able to understand the stuff I was going through and being isolated. It put me into the point where I used to go out a lot out there. I didn't even want to go out no more. So I didn't realize that that's what it was until you backtrack. And I'm like, yo, I don't have the willpower or the desire, not even the willpower, the desire to even get out of bed. I don't even want to get out of bed. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what I think what helped me was I started to come home more and be around family. And that's what kind of gave me bright moments. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh shit, that's the answer. Like, I need to be around love. So I started to take advantage of that. So I brought my daughter out there for like a month one time. That helped me because it was like, all right, it was something familiar, consistent on a day to day, and we just got to really bond. And you know what I mean? I felt like she needed that, and I needed that because this was still like post pandemic, so school was like weird. She could still do it online, so she came out there for like a month, and then it was just like little stuff like that is what I felt like 100%. Help me. But another thing, just if I'm speaking generally to help people or whatever, because I feel like this is such a generalized topic, you just got to figure out, you got to be able to identify it. You got to notice, like, yo, maybe somebody might point out to you, you don't seem like yourself. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not keeping yourself up. You just getting up, you're not getting your hair cut. You're a woman, not getting your hair done. You're not keeping up with your maintenance, and you cool, but you just not even realizing you kind of slipping a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't feel like going to the gym. When you catch yourself, you got to push through. Now, granted, for somebody who's like already in that dark space, when I say you gotta find the bright spot, you have to literally find things to look forward to. Because I think that's the only thing that'll remedy it. You gotta literally have things that you look forward to. It's like, all right, I don't really feel like being here, but I look forward to the weekend. I don't really feel like doing this, but I look forward to da-da-da. So when you find those little wins inside of it, eventually, you can have little remedies where you just literally, like for me, I'll redirect my thoughts. I was just telling my girl that on my way here. Like I could be having a thought, and we talking about meditation. The last thing I'll say. We talk about meditation, and instead of trying to capture your thoughts and dissect them and go down a rabbit hole, let your mind run its race, and then after they start to subside, redirect it. So, your thoughts are on autopilot unless you put your hand on the wheel and say, this is what I want to think about. So you can literally be intentional, like, dang, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that. You're like, wait, what do I want to think about? All right, what do I want to eat? That's one of the questions I ask myself. Even if I just ate, what do I want to eat tomorrow? It automatically hooks my attention and makes me start thinking about what I want to eat tomorrow. Damn, what's my favorite movie? Any type of thing that grabs, a thought. And once you're now grabbing it, I say, don't grab the bad thoughts. Let them run. Let them pass. Like they gotta go. Like let them come through and keep going. But once they start to slow down and you kind of find yourself just going through a repetitive cycle of the same thoughts, now you hook it with a new thought. Yo, what do I want to eat tomorrow? You know what I mean? Or what's my favorite comedy show? Or what's my favorite this? And once you start asking yourself questions, your mind is going to formulate answers. And then you can work away from it by just continuously asking yourself questions.
What was that last Kendrick song? What was
that'll mess around and put you back in depression.
No, I thought that was dope and great to hear. Well, my friend, he was going through a situation where, he went through a breakup, had some money shit going on, whatever. And, it's tough. Anybody you care about, seeing someone you care about go through certain things, whatever, and with something like depression. Because at the end of the day, I can give perspective and insight and solutions, whatever. In the day, it's your own mind though, and 100%. I can't help you control your mind.
100%.
And I can say, well, I think you should maybe go to the gym, get your mind, get some fresh air. I'm about to do certain things, whatever, and get your mind off it. Add perspective. I also feel like when I've noticed certain people when they go through dark time depression, because I feel like, especially when you feel like you fucked up something. So I feel like a lot of people, when you fucking up, you were so delusional and unaware of something you was fucking up. When you finally get to that brick wall, it's like, oh shit, now I'm having an epiphany. I'm realizing everything, but now I'm too hard on myself. So now you're not giving yourself credit for nothing in the past because I know everything I did was wrong. That's why I was saying like, yo, no, like it wasn't that bad and this wasn't that exactly. I have perspective to try to add light. But in the day, I've checked in. It's been, a while now, and like, you're still going through whatever. And I also feel it changes things with, because again, we all getting older now, whatever. So when people are going through things I know you had your kids young, but most people don't really have kids when young. So when you're younger, going through things, it's kind of like, all right, just me. I'll figure it out with whatever. Then once you start having kids, though, and then it's like, well, what affects you affects them. And then if you ain't your best self, how can you be your best self to them? And so I start trying to. I think about that as well, whereas if he ain't his self, what happens to the child as well? So that's my mind as well, because I hope things work out for him. I hope maybe I can come up with something that can assist with that journey or whatever. But yeah, so I also know I'm not the best with those type of situations. Right? I also just curious of your thoughts and, just something just to process. And, maybe also he'll see this and, hear
I about to say, I think a lot with me, like when you give me more context, it give me a more direction. So, because like when you thought a word or a topic is so general, it's like, I don't want to specify. But if you say something in the right regard,
I want to just set the tone.
So now I'm kind of getting more. But something you said, I think it was funny because on my way here, I was having a conversation with my girl about the exact same thing. In regards to when someone is unaware of sad behaviors that could be leading them down this path, and then when they come into consciousness of it, it's like you know, it's that cringy feeling. You like disgusted with yourself, like, how did I not see the signs? How did I not notice that? And it's like you said something that was key. You gotta represent how you view the perspective of it, because they could be viewing it all bad, right? But you gotta empower yourself through those things and just be like, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't do that. And you can't treat and punish yourself today for what you did in the past, because you are not today who you were then. And it's like they say humans are the only people that punish themselves over and over for the same event. An animal could be in a flight or fright moment. Like a deer can get chased by a lion, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be in a real life or death situation. And 20 minutes after that shit over, the deer right back to life. Like, it just was about to get caught by a lion and be cooked, gone. And it got away, and it's just like right back to normal. But as humans, we hold on to things and we perpetuate the cycle, and we replay it in our heads over and over from a factor of, damn, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. And it's like, yeah, I don't know why my phone going off like this right now. But and it's all different people too. But it just, I don't know, whatever. But basically, it's like, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't have that. But you got to look at it like, all right, you know what? I did this, but I won't do it again. And that's why one of the chapters in the Art of Accountability is titled, I Did This to Myself. And it's like honest self-reflection part 1. And it's like I talk about really reflecting on all of the things that you did, taking accountability for what you could have did differently, and then moving accountable and moving forward to know that you're not going to repeat the cycle. So it's no sense of being a prisoner to your past and punishing yourself over and over and over again for a mistake you made. Just be grateful for the fact that you can learn from that mistake. Like, you got to understand, so many people have made mistakes in life that they never got the opportunity to learn from. Some people ended up in prison for the rest of their life. Some people ended up without life no more based on mistakes that they made. So instead of looking at your mistakes and being so upset with yourself, be grateful for the fact that you actually have an opportunity to rectify it. And in the event that it's something that you did that you can't rectify, you can make a vow to yourself to never do that again. So that's one of the advices that I would say to anybody that's out there that's reliving a moment over and over again where they made a mistake. It's like, nah, be grateful for the fact that you can hear this and you can either rectify it or you can at least vow to yourself that you won't do it again. You know what I mean? Because like somebody might have been in a Super Bowl and might have dropped the pass, and that might have cost them the game, and they can't get back to that moment. But it's like, just know that you're going to prepare yourself moving forward to never put yourself in that moment, in that type of predicament again. You know what I'm saying? That's universal to anything that you might find yourself faced with.
Oh, great to hear. And along those lines of like just like giving out insight, giving back, whatever. I know you told me before we started, you know, you recently gave away clothes, and you feel you actually do this on a
every now and again. So every now and again, I'll just do like a full, let's just call it a spring cleaning, but it don't matter the season.
Only clothes you own right now. This what you have on right now is all you have.
I got a couple more clothes, but I gave away most of my stuff because I just be trying to create room for new energy. And I feel like it's forcing me to have to buy clothes. So when I looked at a lot of my wardrobe, it goes back 3-4 years. And it's like some of it I don't even wear. Right. But it's like, this could be new for somebody. And it's like in good condition. It's not like I take care of my stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm not giving away stuff that's like, you know, ragged out. It's like, nah, this stuff is like actually good for somebody. And for me, I barely use it. I barely wear it. I'm probably wearing the same freaking 6 or 7 outfits. Whenever I need something new, I buy something new anyway. So why not give away all this stuff, create new space, and then allow room for it to fill up again? Because if you notice, when you give, you'll get. So by me giving, I know that it'll come back. You know what I mean? You know, and I know that it'll come back tenfold. But at the same time, it's just like, what is it? It's the law of, it's one of the universal laws where it's like 2 things can't occupy space at once. So because this couch is here, we can't put another couch here. So we can say we need new couches. It's like, I need a new car, but you got a car sitting in your driveway. It's no space for that new car. You can't put something where something is already being operated at. So you have to move it to create room for that. And then setting that intention, it forces you to take action. So for me, I did that. So I gave it to a family member, whatever the case may be. And I feel like, you know, they'll make more use of it. And I feel like that's good. But what I used to do was I used to just give it to friends or random people. It just didn't matter. But anybody that's out there, you might have a closet full of clothes you don't use, you don't wear. Get that shit away. Like, why hold on to something you had to 2019 that was new then, but you don't even wear it no more because you're just holding on to it for nostalgia, or you just a hoarder? And it's like, nah, get rid of that, create room for new stuff, and allow for the space to refill itself. And that's what I'm in the process of doing that. And since then, not only am I worried about I'm going to get new clothes, but new opportunities have presented itself. because now I have new energy. I have space for it. So it's like when I see the emptiness in my closet now, it's like I need to fill this up with new clothes. The same thing goes for your life. When you create room in other areas, it create room for you to be able to fill it up with better opportunities. Sometimes you got to get rid of the old friends, not because they're bad friends, but because they might not fit where you're going. Sometimes you got to get rid of, old material things, not because it's not useful, but because it could be more useful to somebody else. And it's time for you to elevate. You know what I mean? So for me, I just feel like I'm in that space of elevating new business ventures, new opportunities, and it's time for me to create, a new wardrobe.
So I'm gonna take everything you just said, I'm gonna clip it, send it to my girl, and say, "Stop being a fucking hoarder." Because everything he just said, all that sound great and good and amazing and therapeutic. You just got too much fucking clothes. So literally, you don't wear 80% of it. Throw that shit away before I do. So,
to your point though, even that. So like where I was coming from, I had more closet space. So I have more space because I'm in a house now. But before I had, it wasn't like the closet. Like when you're in a luxury apartment, they give you a lot of closet space because all of the square footage is in the closet space. So it's like the 500 square feet is here. You know what I mean? I had a side for this, side for that, side for this, side for that. So I noticed that I was using and occupying other spaces in my crib to hold these clothes. So I'm like, this isn't for clothes. This is for, this is a pantry. You know what I mean? This is for toiletries.
It's for cereal.
This is for cereal. Why is the sneaks in here? Like, so it's like, yo, you know what? I'd rather have delicate pieces, and whenever I run out of space again, I'm either get a bigger crib or I'm a downsize and, shrink my wardrobe and use the essential pieces. And I've done that moving from, I always do it. So every time, whether I'm going to, and every time I done it, next thing you know, I look up a week later and it never looked like I did it because I'm right back to it with more clothes.
Yeah. I'm in the mental space, like I probably said before, I'm in the mental space of preparing to get a bigger crib just to have a third bedroom just so my girl can have her own clothes.
So you actually going to enable her behavior? Not that it's a bad thing. I'm just curious.
Yeah, literally, because she isn't built to have, because when we moved to our current space, a 2-bedroom apartment before we had our baby, the second bedroom just to be her own space. That was her own separate apartment.
Yeah.
Put all your shit in there, all clothes. Now it's a split between the baby's room and her closet still. And now I go do baby shit or get the baby dressed and do it. I just be triggered because there's shit everywhere.
It makes sense why Q think the way he think. He does baby shit. He snorts baby shit. You see, when I go do baby shit, you over there snorting baby shit. It makes sense why you shithead.
That's the shit. That's the type of shit Drake was saying. That's why he fucking lost the fucking war. But so we're gonna get the third bedroom, and that's gonna be third room gonna be her own shit, whole own apartment. You can do whatever the fuck you want in there. I don't care. I'll never see it, and we're all good. Cause I have a lot of stuff, but I'm organized, so I keep it all together. And I'm also, again, I always love hearing about people who give back, and whether it's to a stranger or a relative, but I can't say I do. I don't have the intentionality to do it. Every time I just feel like getting rid of something, unfortunately,
you don't do
I
it.
just throw it away.
So it's like,
because the trash be right there. I just be like,
I'm not gonna tell you not
it's
to.
It's always good. Yeah. So yes, but I plan to.
Yeah, because I became this way. So it's like I probably always just giving stuff away, but I think I consciously became this way. I don't think I ever really threw clothes away. I think I've only ever gave it away because I don't know why. It's not. I don't have. I think it was just pre-established in me as the way I go about things because somebody really could use that stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's like they always say one man's trash, another man's treasure, but it's like at the end of the day, like, bro, you gotta really take that into consideration. Like you literally, it's like places where you can drop off bags of clothes and it can be of use to somebody. And it's like you just got to trash it closer, but it's like, nah, like what's gonna make more use of it? The trash or the person that's really gonna wear it. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do or how to go about it, but I'm just saying, I'm just putting that in a perspective.
Absolutely.
But it's like all in all though, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just like when we look at it like beyond just the material side of it. Think about all the wisdom that was given to us. Imagine somebody just took it with them and just threw it in the trash. Then it's of no service to the world. So it's like you would rather make use of it, you know what I mean, than somebody just do nothing with it, do away with it. So, you know what I mean? Not just that. But I know one of the things I want to start to do more too is like, I feel like, and we did it today, like in terms of being able to just have conversations that's like, and I want to start unpacking our weeks and our days more, especially if we're going to be dropping in a schedule where it's like, because I want to be able to give people, like, I ain't gonna say weekly updates, real time updates about life and where we at and what's going on. So you just started a new job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So talk to us about your new job and how was the transition from the old job and some of the things you like.
Yeah, so definitely in good spirits, start a new job. And like I've said before as well, when I'm trying to get a new job, I'm trying to get a new job. And my last job, when I got there, I was planning on staying for a while. I'm usually the one that bounce around, and if it ain't the right fit, the right distance, the right bread, or I may take some bread.
So he's not loyal, but go ahead.
Absolutely not. Not to these plantations at all. But so it may be like, oh no, this bread is cool, but I knew day one that I was trying to leave. Like, oh, this bread cool, but I'm trying to get more. So, but the last job I took, it was actually everything was pretty much good. But then they went through administration, infrastructure change, and I was like, like, you know, when Jordan, when the Bulls, you trying to get rid of Phils, like, kind of got to bounce out of there type shit. So, and then, so I was just looking though. And I also told, you know, a few episodes ago, my current mind state was like, no, I need to make a certain number so my girl was able to work part-time if she chooses to do whatever. Because, like, women always want to complain, but if you can complain just less, then that's the goal. I think every man will be wise to strive for. Whatever 100%. You can do to get her to complain less, whatever. So I need to hit a new number. That was in my mind. Not that I was trying to get that necessarily at that time span, but just what happened. The next job I ended up getting offered was that numbers. I was like, oh shit, okay, so we got
alignment.
Alignment. So we got the new job that seemed better, less work, more bread, black owned. Yeah. All right, cool. Deuces, I'm out, whatever. But yeah, believing that job, cause I really did like it. Actually, even with all the craziness, it was truly bittersweet. What I was telling them before we started. It was like a crazy send off, and I was getting from staff, not the company, because plantation don't give a fuck about you. But the staff was super appreciative of all I did there. Got cologne and money and cake and food, and separately, it was just a bunch of people just coming to my office and catching me. Yo, come up here, Q. Like, it was super surreal and dope. And you thought I've been there for 20, 30 years, but I was there for a year.
Yeah. You were there for 1 year?
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, and people truly appreciate it. And that's dope when you can find something that you're good at, but apparently cliche, university, fulfilling. And people appreciated that. So that was dope. Now, the new job, and that's the thing. I don't expect that to be in everywhere I go with her. I expect, you know, a job is a job, and as long as you don't hate it and you getting your money whatever your payday is, that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, for sure.
So a new job, we'll see how it goes. But so far I'm looking at, no, as long as it's cool, I'm fine with it. So far the first week went smooth. The other shoe dropped. We start getting some skeletons out the closet. Start seeing like, all right, cool, like something has got to go. You know, everybody can't go with us.
Yeah.
So that's what they was letting me know this past Friday, where it's like, yeah, Q, you know, such and such, she actually a pill head. Yeah, she on drugs. Gotta get rid of her. I was like, alrighty then. I thought she liked me. So he's saying she liked me because she high? Like, okay, cool. So I gotta get rid of her. Another guy, he be kind of snapping out too much. He the black guy that any white dude say anything slightly to him, he gotta go 10. So he might gotta go.
Start talking about his ancestors.
Yeah, like, and it's cool because if you ever been in administrative spaces, whatever, everybody knows, like, for the most part, if you're a black man, you're gonna be the token because it's gonna be a bunch of black women possibly, or just white people. So just a straight black man, it's rare in administrative spaces, office spaces, whatever, because, you know, niggas can't type. Yeah. So I could tell he was genuinely happy to see me. So I was like, to have to think about, they were trying to get rid of him possibly. We'll see how it goes, but we'll give another update if I have to get rid of him eventually. But I hope not.
Oh, so you in a predicament where you don't even know if they really fuck with you. You just because of your title, you kind of like, you don't know if they trying to basically just kiss up as like being teachers' pets?
No. I could tell it ain't that from that level.
No, I'm saying in general, like that could be a possibility.
Absolutely.
Though. Okay, yeah, I'm not speaking to them. I'm
absolutely.
saying, like,
I've definitely dealt with that where people are either like intimidated by me, or they kissing up in certain ways, and they also don't know that I'm just not that guy. Where it's like, I don't give a fuck about.
Kissing up is not gonna work.
Yeah, like,
you better off being a straight asshole to his because it's pause. Yeah. But you better being a motherfucking just a douche and a jerk to this nigga, and he might fuck with you more for just treating him like shit. Like,
kiss me ain't gonna do shit, and also I'm not out to get you too. So it's not but to like stop me. But you know, but some people, you know, in certain type of levels of jobs, you know, people get off fucking people over. People get off lowballing people with their bread. People get off like trying to get rid of people. Like, no, like I actually want everybody to get money. I also don't care about your money. It's like, so it's like, you know, I'm the type of person where it's like, if you a good person and you care about working, and I don't want to see people lose their livelihoods. I don't want to see people to get lowballed. And, you know, I be having these company meetings. They be saying like, well, Q, they asked for, let's say 100. They asked for 100. 87. It's like, why? Like, give them 100. We have 100 in the budget. Just give them 100. So, but that's my news. I'm looking. So
you fighting for people on the backside of that, like trying to get them the money?
Whenever I gotta get somebody some money, I always ask them ceiling and floor. I don't just say what's the floor or what you want. I say no, what you selling? So if you tell me, I want 100, but I'll take 90. I'm gonna go in there and say they want 100.
Yeah.
And I know I got 90 back my mom, but I'm gonna try to get your ceiling in the first place, whatever. That's just how type of nigga I am, whatever. I'm not gonna say, she want 90. We'll get it for 90, yo.
Try to get her 89.
Yeah, that's what people be doing, whatever. So no, if you want 100, I'm gonna go get that 100 for you. If I can't, I know at least you'll take 90. So hopefully we fall with 95 though. That's how anytime I'm trying to get some money conversations and agreements and shit like that.
No, that makes sense. For me,
how you been this past week or something?
I've been cool. I've been good. So leading up to this moment, I was restructuring my company. Now I remember a couple episodes ago I said I was going to transition and name it to the TWHS Spoken, but I actually tabled that because I had a realization where I'm like, why do I keep starting companies and stopping them and then starting over essentially, so I was like, all right, no, not doing that. I'm gonna let the Wolf Has Spoken exist because that's like a personal company, personal brand type of thing, where it's like my book sales and my speaking engagements, that'll go through that business. But First Step Marketing, we have serviced thousands and thousands and thousands of people. We have helped hundreds of people make money. We have mentored thousands of people. We've done internships. We've done so much. For me to just wipe that history out for nothing, like literally just because I didn't feel like doing it or something. So I got on here and I said that. So I'm retracting, switching the name. We still First Step Marketing. We still operating as that. So I started to build out a new structure within my company and to gain new leads and as well as in, help more people, as well as in both sides of it, helping people make money, as well as in helping people with the services that we render, right? And in doing so, I was able to, and I've been thinking more of a larger scale because I went to Atlanta not too long ago and I got to be around some good people with great mindsets, but it wasn't that, it was like these all profound conversations and some of it was that, but a lot of it was just kicking it at that level, just chilling and just seeing how people operate at that level. And it made me realize it was really no different than what we do here at, in this range and where we at, but it's just a little bit better, a little bit more. And it's like just paying attention and getting to see how, 10-figure, 9-figure, maybe I'm wrong, maybe 7, 8 figure, not 10, 7, 8 figure people operate was like, yo, you know what? Like, that's what I aspire to, where I aspire to go. So it changed my perspective and my approach. So in doing so, when I came back after already starting to restructure my company, it just made me think about 10X in it. And then in doing that, I started to land bigger, partnerships essentially. So I did just land a new partnership with a new business venture. I haven't actually went public about it yet, but
congrats.
Appreciate it, but it's like, we working out the bells and whistles and the kinks with that and just making sure that come about. But this is like where I'm going to prop and position myself, where it's like I'm still doing First Step Marketing, but it's more like a merger of what we offer in a more partnership role versus me taking individual clients, because I'm beyond the point of one-to-one. I'm beyond the point of just like, okay, you pay me $5K a month per client I get. So if I got to get 5 clients to make 25 and I'm overwhelmed and I'm working this amount of hours, it's like, nah, I really could just partner with a company and turn them up, 10X them. And in doing so, I want this. And that's been my new approach to things. That's been my new model. And I feel like going out there under these circumstances versus when I used to live out there was way different and way better because I was around the right people. And then not even only that, just connecting with them on the Zooms and the calls and, the accountability check-ins. It's like all of the things that I want at the level I'm trying to get to, they showed me what it looked like. And now it's like I have a newfound vision for what I'm trying to go after. And it's all going to be, it's going to be you're going to see it play out because that's what I'm on. And the last thing I'll say about outside of that, just my week, I just felt like because I'm actually working in this new field, I'm a student again, so I feel like I'm in training, right? And I feel like in doing so, there's a lot of trial, a lot of error, it's excitement, but at the same time, it's overwhelming. I haven't quite found my rhythm and my flow. And, it's in my, one of the things I'm trying to do within building this company, I don't want to put it on a record because then you might lose your job, but we definitely we got a position for you over here. We definitely got a role for you. So, hopefully your CEO don't watch this because she might think I'm poaching.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and yeah, that's okay. And also, I would like to tie those two thoughts together. I think what we have in common, even though we have different paths or different approaches to our paths, is the idea of like just back to the alignment thing, but also just being intentional with whatever you do. Because I feel like it's never too late. You're never too old to like
do something new.
Not just do something new, but like just restructure your path or restructure your focus. In a sense. Like I said,
course correct.
Course. Yeah, I like that. It's a good title. So like, because again, nothing you said, you didn't like do anything new person. You got a new venture, but it's still just like, no, like you went to Atlanta, got like a new perspective, new idea, and you came back like, no, I'm about to like course correct what I already been doing instead of way 210X or whatever. Same shit, just do it a little differently to maybe reach higher or whatever. And same in my regard, like I've said before, same in my regard, and I've said it before, where I had to do a major course correcting what I was doing to kind of get more from my time and my value. Yeah. I also understood my time and value more or whatever.
100%. So no, that's right there though. One of the questions my guy Neo Davis said, he didn't even he asked, but he kind of made a statement. He was just like, basically, what do you do that pays you the most for your time? And then basically the question was, what can you do to get paid the most for your time? So that made me identify everything that I was doing. Like, well, I'm over here doing LLCs and this and that, and I'm getting paid this, but based on my skill set, my experience, what's the highest amount that I can get for the best thing that I can do? And I can enjoy in a moment. And that's why I started to facilitate partnerships with companies versus me just trying to service them like on a retainer. I'm like, no, you know what? You ain't even got to pay me up front. We eat what we kill. Let me do this. And, you know, as we start to render these sad situations, when this happens, I want a percentage and I want equity. I ain't just doing this for no 6-month retainer. I want in on the bigger picture because I'm a part of it. And that just make more sense for anybody out there. Go for the bigger picture. Stop taking them little checks and go for partnerships. You know what I mean? If you could create a partnership with somebody and you see their vision, get in on that angle. Don't just settle for the little checks, because you at the end they might make gazillions of dollars off your ideas, your legwork, your labor, and all you did was get a check. Don't settle for that.
And even the idea of the eat what you kill, I've also when I course corrected my path, I also start understanding the idea of experience a little differently. Because again, like in my
where we at? I'm listening.
Yeah, in my 9 to 5 pathway, you know, again, everybody who got regular jobs have been those moments or experiences saying like, hey yo, Q, can you do this? You mind doing this? It's like, it's not really my job description. I don't really know. And yes, jobs be holding you out and have you do all type of shit, whatever. But once you start having different positions, different levels, jobs, a plantation always gonna try to hold you out. That's what it comes with it. But at the same time, certain type of moments, it could be like, oh no, this experience is gonna give me some type of like receipt and value that, and that reassurance. Oh no, I can do this. When I start being in certain rooms and discussions and being part of certain deals and agreements, I think, oh no, like I can do this. Now I'm about to leave y'all niggas and then go do this somewhere else and get the full value of what I already did here or whatever. Y'all trying to hold me out, because most people stay there and get hold out. But you can actually take that experience and prove it to yourself you can do it, and then we'll get the value somewhere else, whatever.
Because speaking about value, people think about compensation. They only think about monetary gain. They think about how much am I getting paid for this. But compensation is experience as well. So being able to learn something on somebody else's dime is the best form of experience. It's like having a full scholarship to college. If you getting paid a fee to do your job and then you get to learn on somebody else's dime, you're not being paid for it, but you're getting the information and the education for free. So it's like now when it is time for you to apply it, like you said, you want to go and maximize the value of what you just gained. But if you only look at it like, oh, well, that's not no gain to me because I'm only getting paid to do this, it's like you missed the opportunity to foster relationships and to create new areas of expertise where you can say, no, I actually have experience here because I've done this, and it's no expectation for you because it's not even your job description. So it's like, even when we think about bartering, a lot of people want to get paid, but they don't understand bartering is a form of compensation as well. Compensation can be it can be a platform. Somebody can give you more awareness. You know, that's compensation, because more awareness means more potential brand deals and more potential sales if you got a business. A partnership and a bartering system could be like, okay, you a camera guy, I'm a personality, let's do some content together, let's create an agreement on the back end that if we get said brand deals, we split it this way. You know, you have your music engineer, I'm a rapper. Like, now, you know, some people are like, no, because you know that do take a large part for somebody to have to believe in your craft, but it's a two-way street, because I'm putting my craft in your hands to make a project out of it, and you're believing that the project will be what you say it could be. If you don't have clients knocking down your door and you need work, because a lot of people want to get paid for stuff but don't have the resume, put the legwork in, get the resume. You know, you know how much stuff I had to do to get the resume and marketing? Like, I'm talking about offering my services for free. Like, yo, I will market your business, I will run your social media, I will do this and won't get paid. It took months. I was knocking when I was knocking on the doors of nightclubs. I still got my proposals in my laptop. With a proposal, look, man, let me get a day in here to promote. Let me show you that I can do marketing. Let me see what this could be. And then it went from me trying to do that for free to me getting like, all right, what's the slowest day y'all have in here? Tuesdays. All right, let me get Tuesdays. Let me show you that we can generate the most revenue on a Tuesday. Down to me working up to be able to manage a nightclub for it was a short-lived time because they ended up transferring ownership like 3 months later. But the fact of the matter is, I went from having to knock on doors to try to get free promoting for free to getting 1 day a week to actually taking that and being able to, I know what I'm doing on the whole back end of this whole entire situation based off me putting in the legwork and building up the resume for free. So it's like, if you don't have the resume and you know you good, find somebody who you feel like is good, who has potential, and don't invest in them for them, invest in them for you. At the end of the day, you could be a cameraman and you could shoot 3 free videos and they could be the artist's best videos and you're still going to benefit from that, even if they didn't pay you your $1,000 fee. So that $3,000 for 3 videos could turn into $30,000, because you might get a bunch of budget videos where it's like, yo, I'm getting be able to walk away with $10,000 from my pockets, all because I invested $3,000 up front. But so many people don't see that because they don't understand that value proposition and that value exchange, and then where they can position it over there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And yeah, so I think, anybody, I ain't gonna tell my, cause like I said, I'm the greatest example of like taking something, applying it there, and then reworking that shit. So yeah, I would just suggest
should be stealing essentially.
Fair
Culture vulture.
Yeah, over your hoe.
Yeah, so at least you calling yourself what you are.
See what you're trying to do.
Even but
Yeah, so I definitely suggest anybody, whether you entrepreneur, working 9 to 5, need a job, whatever you need to do, whatever. Definitely, it's never too late to course correct yourself
100%.
And just get the most out of your time and your value, or develop a new idea of your time and value, how you need to get the best bang for your buck for that.
100%. To your point, just to briefly go into that, like. Being able to realize where you at in your life and who you are now, and you're not no longer the rookie that you were when you came in. That's when you can identify, like, okay, I'm actually way more experienced here. I can actually train somebody in this field and teach them how to do what I do. So now I can take a supervisor role. You know what I mean? And then getting rid of the imposter syndrome. A lot of times people stay in their same role because they be afraid to graduate. Like, am I qualified? Am I capable? The whole time, the role that what it entails, you already probably did for the last 5 years and didn't even realize. Because once you get good here, you naturally going to elevate. You really can't stay the same. You're just gonna get better and better. You're gonna refine your approach, course correct to the point where it's so easy to you that it's second nature. Like, you start to do things that once required thought in a second nature manner, where like you have to think about it. That's when you know you have ascended past where you at in that regard. But just to kind of pivot real quick, right? One thing that me and Q have been intentional about is like we are becoming friends through this podcast. Yeah. I ain't know this nigga in the beginning. I ain't even gonna lie.
First time I met you was on the Scout.
Yeah, no, well, that ain't true. But the first time I would say I've actually had start to understand Q outside of his podcast space, and I'm pretty sure him understanding me outside of me being a public figure and an influencer and all that type of stuff. I'm not an influencer, but I have influence.
A little gas.
But I'm gassing it.
Yeah, a little gas.
Whatever. Fact of the matter is, we just we talk about business now. We talk about life and parenting, and I think that it's dope because it makes for a more organic approach to the podcast. Like, we're not really trying to tiptoe over each other. Like, we had to learn how you approach things, how I approach things. Because in the beginning it was organic chemistry, but I feel like in order for this to go where we need it, us building kind of the relationship on the back end of just getting to know one another as people and as dads and as you engage. I'm in a relationship, just getting to know those different components. It makes for a better understanding when we get on the podcast. So absolutely. Shout out to us for being intentional about that. And Q, what I will give you just do in terms of what you do for a living, because I'm now I've opened up my business to you and gave you are good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why somebody would pay you what they pay you, because just through our conversations and you helping me get organized with certain things and stuff like that. This is not an endorsement. Don't hire him just yet. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I will
That's
say
coming
that
soon. Y'all can hire me.
The endorsement is coming soon, but it's not today. But fact of the matter is, what I will say is, I could tell that you're good at what you do naturally. It don't seem like it's a stretch for you. It don't seem like what it could be overwhelming for somebody else. You simplify it, and that's dope. And yeah, man, we're excited to have you on board in the future.
Appreciate that. And also, I was going to say this too in the middle of that before we could get out of here. I'll give you your credit. And again, when a part of my course correction was also understand I didn't have when you speak of things being natural, I didn't have a natural idea or approach of work, product, or passion or whatever to money. That wasn't my natural thought or whatever. And seeing how you operate, how you naturally think about things, how you approach things, I respect it. I'm like, again, just in our short time of even interacting, I've just already started presenting things differently, think about things differently, approach things differently, and take notes or whatever. Yeah. And before I even knew you as much as I do now, whatever, I recognized some of my friends like this. Some of my people I know, they may don't have the consistency or be able to be diligent or organized as I am, but they just naturally no, we're gonna do this is gonna lead to that. Yeah. Money. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, my brain don't work that way naturally, whatever. So people like you, I respect it where you can be creative, but also be just as natural of a business person or natural as an entrepreneur and be able to have these skills. And of course, I'm maybe not as natural. Also, this is over 10 years of work and building up into this, whatever. So I give you that credit as well, nature versus nurture. So again, I've grown into this where I can be a creative and be a personality and just have these thoughts or whatever. Also, at the end of the day, time and value. I had to learn it. I didn't really have no concept. I was like, no, I'm just spending time. My value is whatever.
And I'm gonna tell you this: we all, when they say everybody has the same amount of time, right? Whether y'all want to look at the time concepts or not, fact of the matter is the amount of hours that's available is the same. So when you think about it, how can one person be richer than the next? It's because they are literally getting paid more for their hours. So when you think about, so I always say this, you can either buy time or you can sell time.
Right.
You grab a job, you're selling time. But while you're selling your time, you could be buying experience because you can learn from what you're doing, which is why it makes sense to take a low paying job in a field that you plan to grow in. Because now you get to come in at that level. You know how to work at the bottom floor. So by the time you get to the top floor, you know what needs to be done to make sure everything runs smooth. Another thing you could do, you can buy other people's time. So some people sell 8 hours at a time. And you can buy it. They might sell it to you for $12 an hour, $13 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, $40 an hour. Everybody. So it's like, all right, if you're trying to get to your point where you're trying to run a multi-million-dollar company, you can't afford to give that much energy to what it would take unless you're getting paid $1 million a transaction. If you're not, you have to find as many people as possible that fit your building, your company, and see how much they're selling their time for. And they're going to sell their time proportionally to what fits their lifestyle. So, you know, some people coming in asking for 15 because they can live off that. Some people coming in asking for 40 because they can live off that. You just got to figure out where you can pay in that sliding scale and how you can make it make sense for your company so that you can free up your time to do the most important things. So it's like one of your goals is to open up the type of business that, or at least consult for the type of business that I now am partnered to. So for you, you already came into it. You're like, well, this is an opportunity for me to learn this shit. So I'm cool with negotiating on this side because you understood that you buying a value to use it in a different place. But even if you don't have dreams, because some people, everybody don't have to chase, you know, wealth looks different. It's subjective.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, it's a number amount that's like, nah, you got some money. But the fact of the matter is what makes you feel wealthy is subjective. So your line of wealth might not call for you to build a $1 billion company. You know what I mean? But it might just call for you to put yourself in a predicament where if you selling your 8 hours, you happy doing it, you find purpose in it, and you able to do what you got to do. But for the person on the other end that's buying the time, it's like, all right, now this frees you up to do what you want to do. Everybody win. My goal in business is always to create a win-win, and I feel like that comes to knowing what somebody desires. Like, what do you want from this, and what am I willing to give? If your wants are higher than what I'm willing to give, this is not going to work unless we find compromise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so chemistry, transparency, and communication and value exchange.
And you'll be good because everything ain't gonna be, you know, perfect to how you want it, but it can get as close to it as you want it to be, and it could be perfect in different moments. Like you might find a perfect job, but the pay not there. You might find a perfect pay, but hate the role. So it's like you gotta find glimpses of both and find ways to kind of like navigate through it. But when you think about it, man, what are you doing with your time? Are you making the most efficient use of it? Is you getting paid the most for it? And the reward and pay don't have to necessarily be the reward and pay don't necessarily have to be money. Just the compensation overall and the value. So that's my final thoughts on today. Were those your final thoughts?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I last episode, great talk. I think we bounced around. We set the tone.
Got Drake won the battle, and the war is not done.
We set the tone beginning that King Kendrick prevailed over
we'll
that.
See. We'll revisit this.
And those niggas said, no, it's over. When
it's
they
not
turn
over.
70, it's
not
Drake
over.
said something,
but
so
we'll
he
see.
up now.
We'll see. I'm not even going to say it's an up thing. I just think we just going to see how it unfolds. A lot of things have to be debunked. And I think that, you know what I didn't get to say in the beginning, and I'm landing on this? I feel like Drake planted seeds that is going to ruin Kendrick's real life. Like, you planted seeds in this man's fiance's head that they might not be getting married. You planted seeds to the world that he's a woman beater. You planted seeds that he's so eager to tear you down that he'll take any bit of negative information about you. Like, he'll believe anything as long as it's negative and about Drake. So he's creating these subconscious things that will make a woman be like, damn, am I sitting here for nothing? Then he also planted the seed that the man kids might not be his. This is real life shit that cannot be addressed in musically. These are things that have to be debunked off camera. So it's like there's a lot of personal issues that came to the table that we have to see the ramifications. Like in 6 months, if him and his wife or him and his fiance split, is that not a point for Drake?
No.
Okay, well, then at that point, then you don't know how strategically, how strategy works.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Man, I think those are some strong allegations, you know what I mean? And I just hope that no young woman was a victim of that type of behavior of nobody, you know what I mean? So that, like, you know, I don't even care to even entertain that without no type of factual proof, because if it is the case, people should be held accountable without nothing being said. And if it ain't the case, then, you know, it's people like you that propagate things and create narratives, and you know the rest of y'all, the fan base, the fan base that you represent, and y'all need to be held accountable as well.
Me too.
But all in all, man, this was a great episode, great
Absolutely.
talk. We tried something different. We talked about current events, something I'm not the most fond of, but you know it makes sense, you know, because these are topics that we talk about when we're not on camera. Why not get the people our opinion and just let it kind of marinate from there?
And our real time updates.
And our real time updates.
Work on that.
So
see
we're gonna get better.
Real time updates and the trending topic shit. So we'll see.
We
keep
course
working on
correct
that balance.
So let's continue to course correct. Let's continue to get better, and we advise y'all to do the same thing. Just take some, whatever works, make it work for you. Hopefully you gain some. Hopefully you learn some. And until we see you next time on the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, we tabbing out. The Wolf Has Spoken.